Like when I left my apartment in Amsterdam, I think there were about 35 people waiting in line to look at the place.
And what part of the city did you live?
Red light district.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that to live in a red light district?
I just lived there. I didn't work there because people always ask me.
It doesn't sound very pleasant.
I know. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not selling it very well. But when I was younger, I dated a guy and I didn't tell him I was trans. And then we kind of fell in love with each other. And then we started getting serious, but he didn't know I was trans, so that's horrible. And then someday he just found my passport.
Hello.
Hi.
What is your name?
My name is Dency.
And where are you from originally?
I am originally from Amsterdam, the
Okay.
Netherlands.
And since how long are you in Thailand right now?
I've been here for, I think it's going to be exactly 1 month in a few days.
And
About 2 months.
was it your first time in Thailand?
No, this is my 5th time in Thailand. Yeah, my
Fifth
fifth
time.
time now.
Can you remember the first time you went to Thailand? How was it?
Yeah, I can remember it quite clearly. I was about 19, so 11 years ago, a while ago. And I felt very free here. And it was such a intense experience. I loved it.
And what gave you the inspiration to go to Thailand in that time?
Well, I finished high school, and I really wanted to take a gap year because I was like, I really don't want to start studying right away. I don't want to do all that. I want to have fun and live life. Also, I transitioned, so I wanted to kind of go away for a bit. And I knew Thailand seemed to be very accepting towards trans people, and also beautiful destination. So I thought, why not go to Thailand?
Because how old are you right now?
I'm 30. Oh my
30.
God.
Do you feel
yeah.
30?
I feel so 30.
Yeah, you do?
No, I don't know what 30 feels like. I feel myself. But I guess sometimes I can tell a difference between people that are 19 and myself, but I feel fine. I don't know. I feel good.
How was it for you growing up in the Netherlands? Did you face a lot of discrimination or?
Well, I mean, I was not a trans woman when I was 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was obviously very feminine as a boy, and definitely got a lot of reactions from other kids and other boys. I was definitely teased a lot when I was younger. I was always called out for maybe like gay or like a girl. That happened a lot, yeah, for sure.
How did you deal with that?
Well, I think I've always been kind of not too shy. I've always kind of stood up for myself, so it wasn't too bad. But I think that when I turned 13, 14, kind of when puberty started, it got a bit worse. First, I thought I was gay. Yeah, that's what I thought first. And then I remember I went up to my mom and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm bisexual," because that's always the first thing I feel like that people say because it's easier. And then I was like, "No, I think I'm gay." And then afterwards, I came out as trans.
And what gave you the idea that you were actually trans instead of gay or bisexual?
Well, I was in a relationship with a guy when I was about, I think I was 15. He was very sweet, very romantic. But two boys together didn't really feel right for me. So I think when that happened, when I realized that two guys didn't feel right, I think that's when I started really realizing that I might be trans. Also, whenever I was with gay guys, I was never like, yeah, this is me, this is who I am, I'm the same as them. I never really felt that type of connection with gay guys. Never felt the same as them, so I was like, I feel like I might be a bit different from them, so maybe I'm trans, yeah. Coming out for me wasn't as hard to my mom because she's a part of the LGBT as well.
She is.
So my mom is gay, so
interesting.
it kind of makes it easier, right? So she came out to me first. I came out second.
How old were you when she came out to you?
Maybe I think I was 12, something like that.
So your parents were still together by then, or they already
No, they
separated?
a long time
Yeah.
ago.
How old were you when they separated?
Maybe 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were still in touch with your dad?
I've always been in touch with my dad. Always.
Because you look a little bit mixed. Like, are you purely Dutch or you are mixed out of something else?
Yeah, half Dutch, half Surinamese.
So your dad is from Suriname?
Yeah.
And your mom is Dutch,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so your parents divorced and then your mom came out
like,
to you?
No more man for me.
And how was your reaction? Can you remember?
I mean, I was quite young. It was a bit funny to me.
Like in a very comical way? Like you had to laugh hysterically?
No, not at all. But
or...
I mean, when you're a kid, things like that, they're just kind of awkward, right? You don't really know how to respond.
Yeah.
But I feel so like blessed and so lucky to be in a family that's so supportive, you know. And like my parents fully accept me, and it's just, you know. So I feel super blessed.
Because it also gave an opening for you to just be yourself and not having to hide, right?
Yeah. So I think I think in that way it made it easier for me, because I think there's a lot of trans girls out there, or trans men also, but that don't have a supporting family. And I think if you don't have that like supporting base, I think it can really mess you up later in life, you know, like psychologically, and I think can really give you a lot of issues.
And in school, how did you cope with those bullies? Like, did you fight back or something else?
Like in high school, for example? Yeah. So I actually had a lot of straight friends when I was about 13 or 14, like the first 2 years. And then the third year, I really started to become a lot more feminine. And that's when they kind of all abandoned me. Oh, so sad.
They did, yeah.
And that's when I started to get more like girlfriends. But nobody really fought me in high school. But they would just scream stuff at me, like, I don't know, like gay or, I don't know, whatever, faggot.
Wow.
Things like that, you know. We took a little break.
Okay, so we took a little break. You put your hair up because it's quite hot, right?
It's quite hot in Bangkok.
Yeah, it's super hot.
So hot.
So did you ever went to Suriname?
Yeah, so my dad is from Suriname in South America. Yeah, I went about 3 times and I lived there 5 months also.
How was that to live there?
I mean, Suriname is beautiful. It's a tropical country, close to Venezuela. It's super nice, but after a few months, I also kind of want to leave, you know, because I don't know, things in the Netherlands are very fast, and at some point you're like, ugh, things here are so slow, you know.
Is that easy for you to adapt when you're in Thailand by the slow pace of everything?
I don't think Thailand really has a slow pace.
You don't think so?
I don't think Bangkok has a slow pace.
But the people are a little bit more relaxed, not so proactive.
Yeah, that's true. I think that people are more relaxed, and yeah, like I think in the Netherlands, I think people always plan ahead for so long. People really days, months, weeks, whatever. And I feel like here in Thailand, people just look at maybe a few days ahead, just maybe this week, you know. They're kind of just, I guess, just like living life a bit more. Maybe.
So what do you prefer, to live in Thailand or Asia, or to live in a more Western country?
I feel like if you live in a place like Bangkok, you really have both.
Good one.
I feel like you have both.
I like the answer. Really nice.
So I think it's a nice combination. Might be a bit different maybe if you're in like a small village somewhere in Thailand. Or even like on an island maybe somewhere. But I think in a place like Bangkok, it's more modern than Amsterdam, for example.
Talking about Amsterdam, so you grew up in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
At what age did you start to live by yourself?
I think I was about 24.
Yeah?
24, yeah.
Was it easy to find a place?
No. Amsterdam is so hard.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons that I also kind of left, because I kind of felt pushed out by just Amsterdam and the whole housing situation, you know. But so no, it's not easy. It's not easy. But I was able to find something. I think anybody can if you just put enough work into it, but it's so hard, you know. It's very hard, yeah.
And why do you think it's so hard?
Because I think Amsterdam is such a small city. I think everybody wants to live in the center or close to the center, and it's so small, you know, it's such a small city. So when I came here, I was just shocked by how many places there are available to rent. Like, there are so many options for you. In Amsterdam, there's no options for you. Like, when I left my apartment in Amsterdam, I think there were about 35 people waiting in line to look at the place. And here, I mean, there's so much available. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Can you remember how much you paid for your rent in Amsterdam?
Yeah, about 800 euros. And it was 25 square meter and had a very moldy bedroom.
That's the one thing that you really remember in particular.
Just horrible.
And what part of the city did you live?
Red light district.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that to live in the red light district?
I just lived there. I didn't work there because people always ask me. But it was cool.
Yeah.
I slept on the street side, so it was a lot of like people yelling, people puking, fighting, drugs. I think that the vibe is just a bit interesting because it's red light district. It's like sex and drugs. And it's just like a weird kind of energy, but it also kind of makes it special to live there. But after 3.5 years, I was kind of done with it, and I also wanted more space. But then again, it's really hard in Amsterdam, you know.
What was the best thing of living in the red light district?
I was close to everything. And it's just a crazy area to live in, you know?
Like, what is the craziest experience you had living there?
Honestly, like every random night, I would just look outside my window, it would just be guys fighting. The craziest thing I experienced, I have to think about that. Craziest thing? I don't know if there was really a like specific crazy thing, but it was always tourists just puking in the street, drunk. And there were a lot of like really bad fights. I don't know, I think it's energy. I think it's just that energy that a red light district has where it's just kind of like toxic or something. I don't know, you know.
It doesn't sound very pleasant.
I know. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not selling it very well, but it was fun. It was interesting.
Are you much of a party person?
Not that much anymore, no.
Not?
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to go out a lot in Amsterdam. I mean, there's so many, like, you know, like, I guess, techno parties and clubs in Amsterdam. I was really into that scene. I would go out a lot and, like, every weekend. But then at some point, it kind of just stopped. Like, my friends and I kind of just started doing other stuff and kind of wanted to do other stuff.
At what age did it stop?
Like
Around
27.
Yeah, 27.
Like when the whole panorama started, pandemic.
Interesting.
Yeah. When that started is really when you couldn't go out anymore either. And then all of a sudden, like 2 years passed. So then I was 29, and then I was like, oh, I don't care about clubbing that much anymore.
And then just stopped and you found something else to do with your pastime?
Yeah, we started doing other stuff. Yeah.
Like what, for example?
Oh, that sounds so boring. We started just like having drinks at home and like focusing on like, you know, I guess our health more and like having fun together in other ways than necessarily like going out and getting drunk and being in clubs.
Sounds very wise.
To be honest though, when we would travel together, would like take trips to Spain, we would still go out a lot though. I think we really like going out when we're like traveling together on holiday, but not necessarily in Amsterdam anymore, no.
Do you also
I think
feel
we've seen it, yeah.
You've seen it. It's also harder to recover from, example, like a hangover as you get older?
I think it's such a waste of time also, you know, like you go out, you spend all night in a club and then it takes a few days to recover and you do the same thing again on Friday. Yeah. It just gets old a little bit, right? Yeah. It just kind of gets old.
Was that also your reason to change everything and move to Thailand?
Not really, I always wanted to do that.
Yeah?
I always wanted to move to Thailand, yeah. I always loved it here, yeah.
Is it true that in Netherlands you can change the gender on your passport?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah? How old were you when you actually did that? Did you do it, by the way?
I did, yeah. I changed my gender. I was a bit late actually when I changed my gender. I could have done it earlier, but I don't know, I didn't.
So can you walk me through the procedure? How does it go? Like you go to where?
Well, it's quite easy actually. I think there's two now actually. Well, anyway, there's a big gender clinic in the Netherlands where usually you are under treatment when you're trans, and then they'll send you a letter, and that letter like states that you can change your gender, and then you have to call the
like your specialist, like your personal specialist, government, okay.
You have to call the government, and then you can make an appointment at the city council, city council you were born in. Go there, and then government official meets you, and then you have to sign a lot of documents. And there were two options actually. So you can choose whether you want to have all your previous mail data erased, or if you want to keep it like available.
Keep it in the database.
So she was telling me that governments worldwide kind of have kind of are sharing data in airports and all that stuff. So she said, if you keep this, then some airports or countries might be able to see that you changed your gender in the past. It's like, oh really? Oh my God, it's crazy. So I was like, yeah, no, you can erase it. So she erased it. And then they ask you what kind of name you want. So then I was able to like change my name and all that stuff. And
did you came up with a name on the spot, or you thought about that for a while?
Not on the spot. That'd be funny.
That would be funny, very spontaneous.
Right? Yeah, let's go for this. Why not? No, because it's a permanent thing. So I didn't think of it on the spot. So my name is very similar to my previous name. It's just an abbreviation. It's very close to my previous name. So I was like, yeah, let's just stick with this. I did have my dad's name also in my name. Like my dad was my second name, so that got erased. I kind of regret that. I wish I could have kept it because it's just a name. Like nobody cares. It's just a name.
And what is the reason you?
I thought maybe it would be weird because it's kind of a masculine name. But
that's why.
Now looking back, I was like, who cares? It's just your second name.
Yeah.
So now that I'm a bit older, I'm like, oh, I should have kept it, but it's whatever. It's okay.
And you told me off camera that you lived in Korea for a while.
Yeah.
What made you come up with the idea to live in Korea?
So I studied international business, and in the third year we could all go abroad and study somewhere, do a minor. And my grades weren't all that good, so I really got the scraps. Everything that was left was given to me. And I think it was like, honestly, it was still super, super cool options. It was like Mexico, South Korea, Luxembourg, Germany.
But let's be honest, why you didn't choose Luxembourg?
Of course, no. I don't want to go to Luxembourg. That would be boring as hell, I think. So no Luxembourg, no Germany, no. Way too close. I was like, I wanted to pick something that I wouldn't necessarily go to at first thought, so I thought South Korea could be very cool. South Korea was interesting, but I hadn't changed my passport yet. So when I applied, they wanted to put me in a male dorm. And I was like, no, that's not gonna be cute. I don't want to be in a male dorm. So then after some like paperwork and some stuff, they understood why I should be in a female dorm, so they changed it, yeah.
And how was
I
Korea?
Guess going through that kind of made me realize like, okay, I gotta change my passport.
Yeah.
I gotta do it because it's gonna be much easier with all sorts of stuff. South Korea was interesting.
And interesting in what way?
Because it's just so different from everything that I was used to. I'd been to Asia before, but South Korea was just so different from anything that I'd been to. Like everything is very high tech, but people's mindset is can appear quite conservative.
Do you feel it's super different compared to, let's say, Thailand?
Super different.
Yeah.
Also because there's barely any foreigners there. They don't use the foreigners, and Thailand is so used to tourism, right? And it's like people really put a lot of effort into like tourism. And South Korea, like they don't really need foreigners. I mean, they're doing fine, right?
They don't really care that much.
No, they don't need it as much. And yeah, one lady yelled at me once, like, foreigner, blah, blah, what are you doing here, blah, blah.
Like an official or just random lady on the street?
I think it was a grandma on the subway.
Like what happened? Just out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. Yeah, I think she was like, oh my God, what is this foreigner doing here in my country? Go away. And also, I had a roommate for about 5 months, South Korean girl. But she didn't speak to me for 5 months.
That's
not
crazy.
At all. And I was like, oh my God, so I was trying to get to know her. And I was like, hey girl, how you doing? Where are you from? Is your family? Where does your family live here in South Korea? And she would respond, but she wouldn't necessarily ask me any questions. And I felt like she was kind of ignoring me. But then afterwards, I learned that we were sharing a very small space, and it was her way of like showing respect. So I had my like pre-assumptions, but it was her way of showing respect because we were sharing a small space. But I was still like, oh my God, no communication at all. Oh Lord.
Because are you a person you like to socialize with other people?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
And what type of people do you like to socialize with?
I love very open-minded people. I love people who are more or less an open book. I love it when it's easy for me to like get to know someone, or I like it when it's easy for me to read someone, and when I'm able to connect easily with someone. Yeah.
And what type of guys do you like?
Guys that are genuine. Open-minded is very important. Open-minded, because I think sometimes guys that are into trans girls, sometimes They're into trans girls, but I think sometimes they still kind of need to accept themselves and their like preference of liking trans girls, and then it's kind of annoying when you know go through your entire transition and you deal with all of that, and then
Like, what was the weirdest experience you had with some guy?
Weirdest?
Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, I dated a guy and I didn't tell him I was trans, and then we kind of fell in love with each other, and then we started getting serious, but he didn't know I was trans, so that's horrible. And then someday he just found my passport, and that really sucked.
And then?
He was just so shocked. He was just so shocked. And he was also from like an Eastern European country.
And then what happened after?
A mess. Oh my God. So he was just shocked. He was crying actually. He was crying. Oh my God. And then he didn't want to see me anymore. No, actually we still stayed in touch for a little bit, but then it just kind of just drifted apart. It didn't work anymore. So after that situation, I learned to never do that again.
And you were really heartbroken because of that?
I was heartbroken, yeah.
So is this myth true that some trans people don't actually reveal their gender and then they start to date someone and then the other person finds out later on? Do you think that really happens, or do you think that when you look at your trans friends, they are really open, yeah?
Yeah, my friends are really open. I'm very open too, but I think it happens. I think sometimes when you're younger and you notice that maybe you're into people and you notice that those people, they can't really tell that you're trans. It's like a weird thing to get used to. So I think it's kind of hard navigating that. I think it can happen then, yeah.
Because most of your friends, they are like transgenders, gay, whatever. Like, what type of friends do you have?
I mean, I have straight girls, trans girls. Yeah, it's kind of yeah, all sorts of people, yeah.
When it comes to guys, about physical appearance, what do you think is really attractive?
I mean, it's always nice if a guy takes good care of himself, right? Like works out. I think like very like friendly eyes.
Friendly eyes? Blue eyes, dark eyes?
Doesn't really matter to me. Just like friendly eyes, nice smile, and someone who takes care of themselves, like works out. I think that's very attractive. Yeah.
You like a guy that's really muscular?
I mean, it's attractive, yeah, but I mean, if his energy is off or weird, then you know. So, but I mean, it's attractive for sure, yeah.
You ever dated a guy like he was really nice physique, but his teeth look really crooked or something like that?
No.
Not?
No, that never really happened.
Like you were like more of a serial dater when you were younger, or just very picky when it comes to dating guys?
Serial dater. No, I was never a serial dater. No. I think I was just like, it was just more picky, I think. Yeah.
Does it happen sometime when you walk somewhere and some guy comes to you, hey, can I have your phone number? What's your name? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it happens. It's happened for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you give out your number or your email or something else?
Email? No, I've never given out my email. But yeah, then I just give, then like it's happened in the past, then I mean just give my phone number, whatever, yeah. I mean if they have a nice energy, yeah.
So for you it's all about good energy? Energy
is very important, I think, yeah. But also about me being trans, like I'm very open about being trans. I always tell, if I'm dating, I tell them up front, I'm very open about it. I really don't want to I don't really want to play with anyone, and I don't want anyone to play with me, so I'm very open about it.
Do you think that people can figure out that you're actually transgender?
I think so. I think sometimes my voice can be kind of clocky.
Yeah?
But I actually don't mind, because you know the thing is like I am trans, so why is it bad if people can tell that I'm trans? Why should people not be able to tell? I mean, I don't want to look like a man, obviously, but I mean, if my voice is a little bit deeper than like a cis woman's voice or whatever, I mean, it's because I'm trans.
So you started a YouTube channel a little while ago?
Yeah.
So what gave you the idea to start a YouTube channel?
Well, I feel like I always wanted to do it. I've always loved traveling so much, and I'd never seen any trans traveler on YouTube, so I was like, maybe I should just do that. Maybe it could be a cool thing to do.
You just came back from Phuket?
Yeah.
How was it?
Phuket was so nice. I stayed there for a month, so long. I don't know, I stayed there for very long. I loved it because I love a city vibe compared with a beach vibe. Love that. Also, Bangkok was super hot when I was here about a month and a half ago, so it was super nice to go there and have a bit more chilly and beautiful beaches, swimming. Love all that stuff. So Phuket was super nice. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
What do you think about Thai food?
I love Thai food.
Yeah?
I think I eat somtam like every day.
Wow. And your
Somtam.
stomach can handle it?
Yeah. I love it. Somtam kung, somtam shrimp, somtam seafood. And for me, like my breakfast always either fruit or somtam sticky rice and water.
Do you have like a guilty pleasure when it comes to food?
Food?
Yeah.
I mean, I like candy a lot. I like sweets.
Yeah.
I love
That's
chocolate.
very typical for Dutch people, right? To like candy.
I think so. And also, one thing I miss is roti, Surinamese roti. I miss that. I miss that so much.
Like that is from Suriname.
Yeah, that's my dad's country, Suriname. It's very popular food in Suriname, very famous. It's so good. I do miss that.
Can you find something like that in Thailand?
I think you can. I think it could be kind of similar to roti, because there's Indian restaurants here too, but it's still different though. It's still different,
It's not the
Taste.
same thing like authentic Suriname food.
Maybe if I can buy the ingredients here, then maybe I can make it. Because honestly, I feel like you can get anything here in Thailand.
You like to cook?
Yeah, I like cooking. Yeah.
Wow. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Ooh, like a job interview. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Honestly, I see myself. I would love to keep traveling. I would love to stay or be like location independent, to be able to go when I want to, and be like remote working, hopefully doing well on YouTube, and hopefully be with someone seriously. That would be nice, and like build something together. Yeah, I would love that.
And I almost forgot to ask you, you ever see yourself getting married?
Married. Oh. Honestly, whenever I see trans girls in a relationship, I'm like, yes, you go, girl. Like whenever I see trans girls having relationships, it makes me so happy, because I don't know. When I was younger, I always thought that I couldn't really find relationships. Yeah. So seeing that, I would always cheer it on. I'm so happy. Or even like getting married. Like I think it's so beautiful when it happens to trans couples. If I see myself getting married, I think it would be nice. I never gave it like too much thought, but I think it could be nice with the right person. Like, it could be romantic. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
And have a good time in Bangkok. For how long are you going to be here?
So I think I'm going to go to Vietnam in a few days. And afterwards, I might go somewhere else. I think I'm going to keep traveling throughout Asia and then possibly come back to Bangkok.
When you travel, it's like with a lot of baggage or just like a simple backpack?
No. I want to, but I can't travel with a simple backpack, but I want to, but I can't. Like, it's like, I don't know, like even like my hair, like blow dryer, straightening iron, curling wand, makeup, like, skincare. So I think that could be a typical trans girl thing, but I want to, but I don't think I can, no. So I have a very big like Samsonite suitcase. Just one, the biggest one though.
And when you travel, it's like low budget airlines or a little bit more pricey ones?
Oh no, just low budget airlines. Yeah, that's fine. Low budget airlines. I mean, flights in Asia are cheap anyway, I feel like. Not that expensive.
So true.
I mean, you like flying to Vietnam and then Vietnam to Hong Kong, like that's not very pricey. And yeah, and then just Airbnb, stuff like that, yeah.
Are you happy here in Bangkok?
I think so. I mean, sometimes I walk around, listen to my music, and I feel very happy. So I think I'm happy here.
Like what type of music do you like?
I love reggaeton. I love Mariah Carey.
You look a little bit like Mariah Carey in her younger days.
Okay, I was like, oh dang, I don't want to look 50, but thank you. Yeah, I think she's beautiful. I love Mariah Carey, and I don't know, I love her lyrics. I think
she writes her own songs, by the way, or not?
She?
Yeah, she writes her own songs. She does.
She does. I don't know, her music helped me through stuff.
Wow.
But I love reggaeton. I love R&B. I love rap also. So it's quite like.
Tupac or B.I.G.?
Sorry?
Tupac or B.I.G.?
I like female.
Female,
rap,
Foxy Brown.
I like things like maybe a little bit younger generation. Like I like things like Nicki Minaj or like Ice Spice, things like that.
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat is really cool. I think I love Doja Cat. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Great.
I'm a fan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Bye.